Hello, everybody. My name's Rick McCutcheon. I'm a Dynamics 365 MVP. And today on Partner Talks, I have a very special guest, Sophia Kim from Microsoft. Sophia, introduce yourself and tell the people what you do at Microsoft.
Awesome. And thanks, Rick, for having me. Hi, everyone. I'm Sophia Kim, and I'm a customer success manager at Microsoft, focused on helping our business applications customers maximize their investments in whatever shape or form that looks like. I'm specifically focused on working within our healthcare and life science practice. So that means working with providers, payers, and pharma life science companies.
Okay, great. And I'm always excited when I get to talk to a success manager from Microsoft because technically out there, I can get all the answers really, and not easily, but they're out there, right? Everybody's blogging, doing YouTube videos. If I need to attach this to this or optimize something, there's somebody to tell me how to do that. But how to be successful with my project, there's a lot less people out there. So when I run into a success manager, it's a different conversation. So tell us exactly how you work with clients.
Yeah, and that's an excellent point that you make. There's a plethora of information. We almost are swimming in a sea of information that we have a hard time consuming exactly what might be relevant. So my job is to help contextualize the right resources based on whatever the needs you may need. So for instance, we work with customers by helping them success plan from the get-go. So prior to their implementations, they're working mostly on engineering, but also they're identifying how they're actually going to apply this application to their business. And what I do is I focus on the business side, in which I understand from a stakeholder's perspective, what is this application being used for? What is the business intent? And then we drill into what is the desired outcome. So what are you actually looking to solve? Aside from the application itself, what is it being used for to help your objectives, as well as any corporate strategies and goals that you already have existing in place today? And then from there, we really tease out sort of who is responsible for making that happen, and also what kinds of KPIs or ROI measures are you actually looking to hit. So that way, when we're putting together an application and thinking about the implementation plan, there's actually a strategy in place on the back end that's going to help them successfully adopt and understand the why of their even going on this journey in the first place.
And I'm so happy you talked about the plan because, for years I would walk into projects and I taught user adoption and project planning for CRM for a long time. And, as an MVP, I was usually brought in when a project wasn't in good shape. Can you come in and help us? Okay. So I'd come in and say, let's look at the project plan. So if they had a project plan, you could see the project plan was all technical things that I need to do to get everything up and running and working, right? Now, that's changed a lot with the cloud. It's different. There's more, how do we get prepared, right? What do we got to get at the front end? What are we going to do as we build this out? And then once we get the infrastructure in, it's a lot to do with training and change management.
It has almost everything to do with training and change management. I think that a lot of people underestimate that portion because they think that setting up the technology is the key to success. But really, it's all about the people at the end who will be using it. So you need to think about how the people are going to actually consume that technology as part of their day-to-day lives, and how that's going to make it easier for them to do their jobs.
And this leads us to the Microsoft Success Day that we've got coming up in March. And I hear you're going to be one of our primary speakers. So, Sophia, tell us about the session you're going to do.
Yes. So I'm very excited. It's a great opportunity to launch one of our new tools that we've been working really hard on. So this tool that I'll be speaking about is called the Adoption Health Assessment, and it's geared towards every customer who uses Dynamics and Power Platform. And really what it aims to do is provide you a tactical solution that uses some of our key measures within an adoption kind of health assessment. So we've got key pillars such as assessing change management, governance, user experience, training, and adoption and usage. And what we do is we've fitted that into a success kind of survey format in which anybody can take that survey and it will aggregate a score in which you can quickly see on a level of 1 being kind of beginner to all the way up to level 5 being advanced, where you sit in terms of a maturity. And that maturity is one of the key drivers to how an organization might think about how do they transform and where do they actually work on in terms of post-adoption.
Okay, Sophia, that sounds like a great tool. Who should attend your session?
Yeah, so I think that's probably something that we can tease out depending on an organization size and complexity. But my prescription is going to be that we focus on having at least an executive sponsor. So that's somebody who has almost a high level visibility into the Dynamics or Power Platform project itself and understands from a corporate level sort of how that application is being used as part of the corporate strategy. And then in addition to that, a lead. So that would be somebody who will actually take the survey, and someone typically like an application team owner or a project or functional team lead could easily do that.
You know what? I think that's outstanding because, my work through the user groups, at first, when we, 10 years ago when we were teaching, it was all the technical people in a room, right? And they were, find out because everything was on premise at that time. But as we started to move towards the cloud, we find, okay, we got the technical person and then we got the person managing the app, from a non-technical perspective in the room. Okay. And then all of a sudden we've got 4 or 5 people in the room, including this person you call the executive sponsor. So I think the results of what you are going to be giving people from this tool is interesting to everybody. But I think really, getting that executive sponsor in the room and getting those people that manage those apps in the room are going to be important for your session.
Yes, very much so. And the best part is that anybody can take advantage of this immediately after the session, and it'll be self-service, repeatable, and scalable. So at any point in which you want to measure your maturity, you don't need to reach out to one of us. You can do it yourself.
That's great. And there's going to be a lot of partners that are going to jump in on Customer Success Day. So I'm sure that they're also going to be attending the session and very interested in how we can use those tools.
Yes, we're looking forward to it.
Okay, great. Sophia, thanks for your time today. I appreciate it. And I'm going to absolutely be back to you in the future to talk more about digital adoption and customer success.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Rick.
Have a great day. Bye for now.